This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
A heavily traveled bridge in North St. Louis County is coming down and will give crews the chance to deal with radioactive material underneath it. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush. Starting tomorrow, expect the J.S. McDonald Bridge to be closed.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. The bridge will be demolished, and when that happens, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will remove contaminated soil underneath. Justina Cornell takes us to McDonald Boulevard in Hazelwood.
It's a very old bridge. It's over 70 years old, and it was just time.
A busy bridge that spans Coldwater Creek is closing Wednesday morning. The J.S. McDonald Bridge in North St. Louis County will soon be demolished.
That bridge carries about 15,000 vehicles a day.
While the amount of cars on this bridge may catch your attention, it's what's underneath that's also important.
This is the area with the highest remaining levels of contamination in the North St. Louis County sites.
Contaminated soil connected to the first atomic bomb rests below.
Once the bridge is demolished, that's when the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will step in to remove radiation-contaminated soil from the site.
We are looking at the majority of McDonald Boulevard adjacent to the St. Louis Airport site, the original storage site, which is why it is so contaminated underneath there. And we're looking around 40 to 60,000 cubic yards of contaminated material to be taken off-site for disposal.
That's also equivalent to 6,000 truckloads.
It's going to take quite a while because there is a lot of contamination underneath there, and then replace it with clean backfill and then restore the road back to its normal condition.
David Rome with the St. Louis County's Department of Transportation and Public Works said the collaboration between the two agencies will help them move in the right direction.
This particular bridge, considering its age and the fact that it does have contaminated soil underneath and around it, warranted our decision to move forward with the full replacement.
Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
The bridge is closing tomorrow at 9 a.m. Drivers are advised to use Banshee Road as a detour. The removal for the contaminated soil could take as long as 10 months. Then a new bridge will be built. Breaking news in St. Louis, Hitman Philip Cutler has been found guilty in the murder for hire of a pregnant St. Louis public schools teacher. Cutler was hired to kill Jocelyn Peters by his childhood friend Cornelius Green. She was shot and killed in 2016. She was pregnant with Green's baby. Green was the principal at Carr Lane Middle School, where she taught. Green pleaded guilty last month and will spend life in prison. Cutler will be sentenced in June.
It's primary day in Illinois. Voters are casting their ballot all across the state on the big races and the issues. Polls close in just a few hours at 7 p.m. And tonight we're keeping a close eye on the race for Illinois' 12th congressional district. Incumbent Mike Bost is running against former state lawmaker Darren Bailey.
Our political editor Mark Maxwell joins us with a look at where each candidate hopes to see high turnout tonight.
Yeah, good evening, Mike and Kelly. In just under 2 hours, polls will close, the results will start to come in, and this map will start to take shape. We'll see the colors fill in for Mike Bost and Darren Bailey, one of the most closely watched races in the country. Darren Bailey, the farmer who launched that long shot bid to try and take out Governor Pritzker 2 years ago, hopes that the last fumes of that campaign can carry him across the finish line this time around. But he's up against five-term incumbent Mike Bost, who has a lot more money, a lot more Republican firepower, all the big-name Republican endorsements coming in his favor. And if you ask the Bost campaign, they're going to tell you the map stacks up in his favor as well. Take a look at this. This is relatively a new district, the Southern Illinois district, but all of this territory here is all the district that Mike Bost used to represent for 4 terms in Congress, and 10 of the 15 most populated counties in the whole district are in his home turf. So this adds up to be about 65% of the voting universe in Mike Bost's home turf. So that's a good map for him. Take a look at Darren Bailey, who only had 1 term in the House, 1 term in the Senate in Springfield, and that was roughly this region here. So if you add that up, that's about 22%. And they're fighting over about 13% of the rest of the voters here. So all of that stacks up to be a good map for Mike Bost tonight. We're going to watch and see how these regions turn out tonight. Of course, we're also watching the top of the ticket with Donald Trump. But look, if a lot of Republican voters just stay home today because they think that big race, Trump and Haley, is already decided, low turnout could very well help Darren Bailey. We're going to find out a lot more after polls close here in just a few hours.
All right, Mark, and you can get our Illinois voter guide just by texting the word guide to 425-5355. We'll have results and analysis tonight on 5 on Your Side at 10. You can also get results by scanning the QR code on your screen or go to ksdk.com/elections.
Tonight, there's a meeting for St. Louis City and County voters to learn more about two issues on the April ballot. Both issues deal with the Metropolitan Sewer District. Prop W deals with the wastewater system. Voters get to decide whether to pay for the next 4 years of work up front or spread the cost over time. Prop S funds stormwater programs. Not everyone agrees with it since it would raise taxes. MSD says the cost for homeowners would be about $25 a year. One of the first improvements would be in Normandy. It was built before MSD existed, and most current regulations were in place.
MSD would start constructing new sewers, help move people out of floodplains, help stabilize creek banks that are eroding and threatening homes, and address these growing problems that we're seeing all across the region.
I don't think there's any question that they need to do some stormwater work, but at the same time, we need a lot more accountability from MSD, which we have not gotten for a great many years.
There's a virtual meeting for voters to learn more tonight from 6 to 7, and you can find a link on MSD's website. Over the last several weeks, 5 on Your Side has received multiple emails about delays and lost packages at the Arnold Post Office.
And today, our Holden Kerwicki looked into the issue, and he has the latest from Jefferson County.
In late January, the USPS closed the brick-and-mortar location along Jeffco Boulevard in Arnold and moved their operations into a temporary location at a former Home Today along Michigan Avenue. Roughly 2 months after the closure, the former post office location has been demolished. A half-mile away, USPS has set up drop boxes, but I discovered that the promised mobile postal units for retail sales and shipping weren't staffed, and the doors to the building are locked with a note from the postmaster instructing people to pick up their items at a location in South County. Since the closure, Arnold residents Joe and Susan Crouch say they've had multiple packages delayed and some lost in the postal system altogether, and they want answers as to what exactly is happening with their mail.
If they have this building, they should be making this facility usable and operating out of it. I mean, how stupid is it that they've been paying rent on a building for a year and not using it, not even getting it ready to use?
They need to get their ducks in a row, and they need to be transparent about what they're going to do. If they're going to not open it, don't string us along.
I reached out to a spokesperson for the USPS who thanked me for bringing this issue to their attention. While he did not have an update on the timeline for a new Arnold post office, he did tell me anyone experiencing service issues should fill out a claim online. For more information on how to do that, just go to ksdk.com and look for this story under the As Seen on TV tab. Reporting in Arnold, Missouri, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on Your Side.
And we learned about this story from viewers. If you have a story or an idea, email tips@ksdk.com.
A fire destroyed a vacant church in North St. Louis. This happened last night at the former St. Augustine Roman Catholic Church. No one was hurt. The fire burned for nearly 2 hours before the flames were put out. The fire department is looking into what caused it. They tell us the building is unsafe and nobody should have been inside.